the MMA fortune teller.
The teller, the teller, the teller, the teller, the teller.
What is up, you guys? Popping up on your screen once again. You guys already know what it is. Dana White's Contender Series 2020 Week 5. And with no further ado, let's get right into this card. I'll let you guys know right now, I've been putting in a lot of time on each and every single one of these fighters over the past couple days. And basically all these fighters bring it. I'm letting you guys know right now. You're going to see a lot of finishes on all of each and every one of these fighters' resumes. A lot of knockout finishes. You see a couple submissions mixed up in there too, but a lot of knockouts with the hands, whether it's like ground and pound knockout or just, straight up knockouts on the feet with their hands. These guys, they bring the fight. There's a reason why the UFC was scouting these types of guys, man. So I expect tomorrow night to be another eventful evening. I really do. I expect us to see some fireworks tomorrow. And in the first fight, we got Tucker Lutz taking on Chase Gibson. Both of these guys look extremely tough. First and foremost, pretty impressed with this guy, Chase Gibson, as far as the energy that he brings when he steps inside the cage. You see some guys, they'll drop their opponents, and you'll see they'll sit there and they'll kick around with their legs or whatever. They'll wave them up. Not Chase Gibson. I mean, he's the type of dude. He'll just straight up throw bombs on you, man. Jump right into your guard. I mean, this dude brings it. So, from all the fight footage I could pull up, I was pretty entertained for what this guy brings to the table. And he has a tough test on his hands, though. This guy, Tucker Lutz, is a very impressive fighter as well. This guy likes to knock people out with his hands. I guess he's a little double champ over here. And, for the most part, it looks like he likes to keep it on the feet and drop bombs on the feet, man. Throw heavy hooks, but, he'll bring it down to the ground as well, man. He'll ground and pound you. He'll hit you with heavy leather, man, wherever this fight goes. But it looks like he's looking for the knockout, no matter where the fight goes. And I was pretty impressed with this guy, Tucker. 9-1 as a professional, only 26 years old. This is an excellent opportunity for him to secure the contract and become a UFC fighter at the young age of 26, just turning 26 years old. But Chase Gibson is no pushover, and these guys pretty much stack up evenly size wise. Chase Gibson, 30 years old, and he goes in there to finish you. As of recently, man, that's what he's been doing. Pretty much all his victories have came by way of finish. Lost a couple in between. Tucker Lutz to me might be a little bit more of the complete fighter, so I'll slightly edge Tucker. Take a look at the line, minus 225. So yeah, people are heavy on Tucker here. And what I try to do is when I'm watching all this fight tape that I've been watching on these guys, I don't even like to look at the line. Watch a bunch of fight tape on each of these fighters, and then have my idea in my mind who would be the favorite, who would be the underdog, and then take a look. And for the most part, it's pretty much been evening out. I'll tell you guys what I think about each fight as we go through. But Tucker Lutz should have been the favorite here, I thought. Minus 225. This fight may play out closer than that. We've seen a couple fights like that on Dana White's Contender Series, man. Some of these opponents, they're dogs, and they go in there and they show up. Those brothers, man, were the real deal. Those brothers, I thought they were twins. They look so much alike. They weren't twins. The Cody brothers, can't wait to see those guys in the UFC. But a couple other dogs have hit as well. And, but I'm going to go with Tucker Lutz here. We'll see. This is an entertaining fight. I'm telling you guys. Make sure you guys tune in. You're going to like this fight right there. All right. Now, in the second fight, we got William Knight taking on Cody Brundage, taking place in the light heavyweight division. This is an entertaining fight right here. Telling you guys, this guy William Knight likes to go by the nickname The Nightmare. This dude likes to knock dudes out. 32 years old, 5'10", kind of short for the weight division, but he's very stout, man. He's a thick dude, carries a lot of power. And then you got Cody. Cody's well-rounded. He can grapple you. He can take you down, smash you out. 26 years old, coming in at 6'1". Don't got to reach on him. Take a look. This is William Knight. Like I said, man, this guy's kind of like he's a stout dude, like I said. Not sure if he can slim down a little bit, try to make middleweight division. I don't know. From what I've seen from him on tape, this guy, he seems very powerful. A couple of times I've seen guys taking him down, and the way he would get out of these positions that he was in that weren't the best positions. The guys in side control or somewhat taking his back, he would like use his power just to explode and get out of those positions. He's not the most technical on the ground. It's kind of weird how he does it, and I don't know how long he's going to be able to get away doing stuff like that against higher level grapplers, because it's hard to do that. There's some transitions and reversals that he was doing that there's no way he's pulling those off on UFC caliber fighters. But he is a very strong dude. And I saw him reverse some of those positions and then get on top. And he was looking like Derek Lewis, just dropping hammer fist. I mean, he was finishing guys left and right on tape. A lot of knockouts inside the guard and on the mat as well. So, if this fight goes down to the mat and, you can't control him, he breaks out of that and all of a sudden he's dropping hammers on you, he could stop the fight very easily from what I've seen from him. Cody Brundage, this guy, like I said, seems a little bit more technical to me on the feet, or technical on the mat. I think this guy he's a little bit more of a natural wrestler. I've seen him, passing guards and whatnot, and he looked pretty smooth with it. So, as far as the line goes, pretty much a pick 'em. I'm edging Cody, though. I'll take the more technical fighter here, but I do think that William Knight has the ability to shut Cody's lights out. But again, it was some of those knockouts I'm talking about. You see that the power's there, but even the knockouts, even the strikes, man, not the most technical. He's just kind of wailing on dudes. And if you guys watch the fight tape, you guys know what I'm talking about. Just kind of sloppy gorilla pound type strikes, man. You would like to see him kind of sit down on those punches and crack into them. Instead he's kind of just flailing. But there's no question that this guy has crazy power, so it's kind of hard to hate on it, because he's touching these guys and they're feeling it. So, I'm gonna edge Brundage. Maybe he could. Brundage might be able to wear him out too. We'll see how William Knight's cardio is in the later rounds. 7-1 as a professional, and hasn't really left the first round too often. They get a finish in the third round here. Made it to the second round another time, but his last fight he made it to the third round as well. But a lot of first round knockouts too. But you can't blame him, right? If these guys can't last with him, that's not his fault. So I'm still gonna slightly edge Cody. This should be an exciting fight. All right, in the next fight, in the bantamweight division, we got Jose Johnson taking on Ronnie Lawrence. You know how I said that I was watching these fights and then kind of setting a line in my mind and then checking it out later. Jose Johnson was a guy. As soon as I saw the fight footage on him, and then I saw his opponent, who, it's not that he looked horrible, but just the way that these guys are going to match up, I was thinking in my head that Jose Johnson was going to be the significant favorite here, and that is the case. He's right around like a minus 245, and that'd probably get even worse by the time the fight happens. I wouldn't be surprised if he's almost like a minus 300 by the time the fight starts. See him over here with Bruce Leroy. We've had him on the show. Bruce Leroy just had a big win. And Jose is a striker, man. If you want to watch some exciting fights, you got to pull up this fight, man. I just watched this fight a little bit earlier. He's explosive on the feet. Good takedown defense as well. He hit this dude with a nasty flying knee. And I want to say it was... Let's see if I can get it for you guys. Oh, here we go. Obregon. This guy, Javier Obregon, who seemed to be a pretty talented grappler, was really just pushing the pace and going in nonstop for takedowns. And Jose was stuffing them. Eventually, he did hit him with a low blow, but then they squared back up, and then he hit him with the flying knee like right after that. But he's explosive on the feet. And as you see, look, knockout, 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 knockout. I mean, knockout, knockout. You see what I'm talking about, man? A lot of knockouts here. Maybe if you can even get a prop bet, you might want to take that prop knockout, because this guy is nasty on the feet, man. And the takedown defense was there as well. Like I said, this might not be the type of guy that just gets smothered, especially maybe not by a guy like Ronnie Lawrence. This guy, Ronnie, looks like he's a tough dude. See him, this is just south of me, man, training at American Top Team Sunrise. A lot of talented guys over there. I'm familiar with a lot of these guys, and he's a tough dude. Shout out to him. He's getting the big opportunity. But if he's going to go out there and win this fight, it's going to be an upset from what I see on tape. I think that Ronnie is extremely tough, and maybe he kind of he might have that type of fighting style that's not so flashy and whatnot, so it kind of comes off like he's not the most talented fighter, but he is good at what he does. He's good at the basics. Sometimes guys like that can give people trouble. I just don't see it though. I just don't see it against Jose Johnson. But stay tuned. We'll see how this fight plays out. But I think Jose Johnson gets a knockout in the first or second round. That's the way I'm going with that fight right there. And we'll keep an eye on that guy, Jose, moving forward. What's this? What's he got? A fighter, a UFC, EA Sports 4. He's in the game. Speaking of the new UFC, man, I bought it. I got to start playing that more often. Still haven't fully figured out the takedown defense. It's a little different than the other game. I don't know if you guys are getting good at that game yet, man. The timing's a little different than the other game. And, me and my brother used to play that game all the time. Our overall record was like, I was almost up to like 1,000 on him to his like 400 or 500. And the majority of his wins were early when we first got the game. The more we started playing all the time, I could beat him almost every time. And since we've been playing the new one, he's had my number. I guess he got the game a little bit earlier than me, and he's kind of figured out the new little tricks. I got to figure it all out. So just to touch upon the UFC game there. But yeah, man, got Jose to win that fight. And then let's see here. In the next fight, we got some flyweight fighters throwing down. We got Jimmy Flick taking on Nate Smith. It seems as if the UFC is trying to stack the flyweight division up. As of recently, been seeing some flyweight bouts being put together, and particularly on this show too. So they're trying to fill the division up with some talent. If it's going to be hanging around, we might as well get some talent in the division. Jimmy Flick is a guy. As I watched fight footage on him, I saw him taken down pretty easily in some bouts, but then I watched some other tape on him that was a little bit more recent, and his takedown defense actually looked decent in some of those fights. So it's kind of hard to judge that, especially based on who was the guy fighting and whatnot. Jimmy Flick is a guy that has pretty good stand up. This guy can knock you out. He has some striking bouts under his or on his resume, I should say, and you see him over there, LFA. He's a tough dude. Take a look at his resume. He's coming off an arm triangle victory over in LFA, and had a couple wins in LFA. He's bounced around. Lost to Chris Gutierrez. Chris Gutierrez is no joke. And Will Campuzano, remember him from way back in the day, man, that's 2012. The Mexican flyweight fighter used to fight in the WEC. So, yeah, man, Flick is, he's a little bit wiry. He could strike with you. He's more of a striking-based fighter, I think, but, decent on the ground, too. He's trying to learn the entire game. Putting in some work at the Apex Center. I think I did see him on his fight footage. He hit this one dude with a nasty knee. I think it might have even been a knockout. So, watch out for him with the knees and whatnot. Pretty rangy for the weight class. Trending over at Forza Combat. And then now we got his opponent, Nate Smith. This guy, Nate, a pretty energetic type of dude. I think this guy has pretty decent grappling. A lot of the footage I pulled up on him, man, this guy's just taking people's backs left and right, choking them out. Yeah, I think he's more of a grappling-based fighter. And he's got a USA. I noticed this, a USA tattoo. So trying to figure out what if he was in the Olympics for something. From what I seen from him on tape, I would assume it's something to do with grappling. Trying to think what he would be in the. See if we could find something. Seems like he's an activist over here, and we'll have to pry on that and look a little bit further. Comment below, man. Let's find it out. I'll post it too in the comments. We'll find out exactly what he was doing in the Olympics or whatnot, or maybe that's just a tattoo. I don't know. But either way, like I said, this is a guy. I think that what he should do to try to win this fight is I think that he should try to get this fight to the mat and do what he I seen him do a couple times and where he's been very successful. Go start making this fight more of a grappling affair, and then snatch up his back, maybe pull off a rear naked choke, or even use their grappling to get in some dominant positions and rain some ground and pound. This guy's he's a good fighter. He's not horrible on the feet as well, so maybe he wants to sit there and strike as well. We'll see. And as far as the line goes, let's see here. Where is it? Jimmy Flick, Nate Smith. Yeah, Nate's coming in about right around a minus 165. Jimmy Flick's a plus 135. And again, that's a pretty accurate line from what I've seen on tape. I'll probably edge Smith a little bit in this fight just for the fact that I'll give him the grappling advantage, and I think that he could hold his own in the feet with Jimmy too. But if the fight does stay striking, maybe Jimmy, has maybe a slight edge there, and if he can stuff the takedown, maybe that's his route to victory. So keep an eye on that and see how that plays out. All right, now we're going to go to the main event. This fight's exciting. Wait till you guys hear about this main event. There's this one guy. He's well, both of them really, but this guy, Melsik Baghdasaryan, taking on Dennis Buzukia. All right, trying with these last names. I know some of you guys try to hate sometimes, but I'd like to see you guys on the big screen pronouncing these names left and right. But this guy Melsik, he's Armenian, and you guys already know who he's trained by. Yours truly, your guys' favorite head coach, Edmond, Taverdeen. And we'll take a look at him, working with him a little bit. Edmond doing his typical Ronda type type striking training. Likes to do those little pitter patters, the little making Ronda Rousey look all fast. I don't like how his shoulders are so wide though. Maybe instead of going out wide, tighten those up a little bit. But what do I know? Edmond's pretty much the GOAT when it comes to training fighters. So I don't know nothing about that. And but this guy's tough, man. This kid right here, this kid has a kickboxing background. He's been kickboxing since he was 6 years old, and he has more of a when you talk about the kickboxing, there's different kinds of kickboxing, of course, right? You got the Muay Thai type kickboxing, you have the Dutch style kickboxing, you have all different kinds. I think this guy has more of a traditional karate style kickboxing, I would say. Maybe not karate style, but a little bit more of like the traditional arts type style. But he's fast, man. He's quick. If you watch this guy, man, you watch his fight tape. There was one fight. If you're not on the level on the feet, he'll completely exploit you. There was one fight in particular. I'll pull it up real quick. If you guys want to watch this on YouTube, I highly recommend you do. It was very entertaining. It was very quick. It was the see him over here, keeping the leg nice and straight, kind of traditional style. But was it? Mauricio Diaz. If you want to pull up that fight against Mauricio Diaz, that was only his, was it his second professional fight? Yeah, I believe it was. Or no, it was his third professional fight, maybe. I don't know. They're not making sense over here. It says 0-0, even though he lost. Or 0-1. Okay, so after the fact, I don't know. Okay, that's what they're going into the fight as. So yeah, that was his third fight. He was 2-1 after this fight. Pull it up on YouTube. He goes out there and he just completely destroys Mauricio Diaz. He runs out there and just starts throwing nasty combinations. He's extremely fast on the feet with the striking. There's no question about that. And stylistically, I think that this is a good fight for him because his opponent, Dennis Buzukia or Buzuka, however you want to pronounce that. This is a guy that, from what I've seen, this guy likes to exchange on the feet. A very tough fighter. I think he likes to throw hands. I think that's what he's about. We'll take a look at his resume. And this is pretty much what all his fights look like on tape. This guy ain't trying to grab you and take you down to the ground. Longo and Weidman MMA, he's training over there. But I seen guys hanging on his legs trying to drag him down, and he wasn't having it. Knocked out this dude with the spinning back fist. I think this is going to be a striking affair. The UFC set this fight up perfectly to be an entertaining fight in the main event. And I think that matches up good for Melsik because he's going to be able to use his kickboxing pedigree. And I think this could be a good fight for him. But don't get it twisted. Do not get it twisted, guys. All right, this guy Dennis, he's a tough dude, and he looks good on tape as well, man. This guy carries power in his hand, so you never know. I mean, he could knock out Melsik easily too. And you know what? You see some of these guys that are very decorated kickboxers. Not that Melsik's this, big decorated kickboxer, but the guy, he's been kickboxing his entire life. But you see sometimes those types of fighters, man, when they transition over to MMA, a lot of those guys get caught. Their defense is not on par. It's a different type of defense, man. They're a little bit too relaxed there, and those guys get connected on. Whereas Dennis, he's always used to fighting those MMA matches, man, where it's just you know, you can't get touched. You got to be sharp, man. You got to have your guard up. And sometimes those guys go out there and they sleep those kickboxers. So, you know, it's not always, oh, this guy's a better kickboxer, he's going to win, man. The MMA game is crazy. So, you know, but I'm going to take the traditional kickboxer, Melsik of the gun. I just feel like he's pretty explosive on the feet. I like what he brings to the table. But it's an extremely close match here. So, do not get it twisted. All right, boys. And that's pretty much gonna wrap up the card. And you know, we'll try to make some money on this card tomorrow. We'll see if there's going to be an official play on that. Everyone that's worked with me, stay tuned. I'll be sending you guys a message if there is an official play locked in, and I'll have that to you early in the morning tomorrow if there is. Ironing a couple things out, possibly late tonight, or there might not be a play at all. But there is going to be some plays this upcoming Saturday. I'll tell you that much for sure. We're coming off, you know, another profitable event. We're coming out the gates blazing here, and we're going to make this Saturday a profitable event for sure. If you guys didn't already check out the prediction video for Overeem and Sakai, that is up. And got the Yankees going right now. They finally just scored a run. It's 5-1. It's Monday night over here, and I'm just chilling. And maybe I'll throw a movie on or something, or try to make some money on some baseball or something. I don't know if there's any 10 o'clock games. All right, guys. I appreciate you guys as always. Hit that like button. And a lot of content's going to be coming to you guys. I'm letting you guys know right now. Check me out on Instagram, MMA fortune teller _. Don't be fooled by the fakes. Other than that, what else? A lot of content, like I said, man. I'm going to start putting out prediction videos, a follow-up prediction video after the weigh-in on Friday. Friday nights, MMA live discussion still going down. I'm going to start pumping out content to you guys. You know, a lot of people have been messaging me and saying they want more content. They want more content closer to the fights. I got you guys, all right? So that's what the teller's going to do for you, all right? You guys all have a wonderful rest of your night over here or wherever you guys are. And God bless all you guys. You guys all take care, man. Signing out, the teller.
The MMA fortune teller.
The teller. The teller. The teller. The teller. The teller. The teller.